We've got a lovely late afternoon. It's 22 degrees. So I thought we'll get the 2 cows that have recently calved in the sheds out into the grass. They've calved down, everything's gone well. I've just tagged them and given myself a bit of a blood blister, don't know how. So anyway, let's put these cows out. Yeah. So they're the 2 mums. Chuffed to bits to get out on the grass now. Right, let's get the calves out. Go on. Go on, mum. Come on, let them out. 45 and 46. Hey, grass, first time. Go on, girl, go on. Go on, get with your mum. Let's try and get it to, before this mother runs off. There we go. Is it? No. She's decided to run on the truck. Go on, girl. Come on. Come on, mum. Here she comes. Excellent. They'll be happy out there now. There's not a huge amount of grass on this front field, but there's a good 20 acres out there. Across the other side of the lake. Cool. 2 out. Good strong calves. They'll be happy mums. Just got another one that's due to calve. She's pretty close. Holly, I like to call her. She had twins last year, which wasn't brilliant, but we managed to keep them both alive. And they're doing okay, but the twins never seem to do as well as singles. But hopefully if she calves down okay, Holly, she is carrying a bit of a bad leg. Well, she got injured as a calf many years ago, and the vet said that she hadn't got much chance, but it turned her out, and she's now 6 years on. She calves every year, pretty good, but this might be a last calf that she has, but we'll see. Happy Longhorns. Right, we'll just come over to a site. Got the Protech knocker again on the back of the 130. So you've seen that in the last video. The big knocker, it's just the job. It's good for us anyway. The quick fencer with the 500 metre rolls on. We'll pull that out later on. I'll show you that working. Right, this is what we're faced with. This fence line. So we've got to go through this scrub. So I've got to get through all this to start with, which is a bit of a pain. Hopefully we can make our way to the corner through there. So shortly I'll cut that back. And then we've got to make our way all the way along that boundary, which does get wibbly and wobbly. There's only a couple 100 metres here, but I've got about 12 strainers out there, which is quite frustrating at times. But it'll make it right. The customer's happy where I've put them. But we've had to use quite a few strainers there. So we'll cut away, we'll get through this thicket and see if we can make progress into the corner. Right, we'll clear through that. I just need to cut some of the higher branches. This is a good tool. I'll show you this. This is the new pole saw that we've got, electric one. The HTA86 still. I was wondering now, we've been through, we had a couple of petrol long reach chainsaws. And with the greatest will in the world, you always push to try and get those higher bits. And there's a couple of times where, probably you've all done it, where you cut it, drops down, you can't move the pole out in time, and the shaft gets bent. And I think we mended the first one, it was like £300 for the new shaft. Don't quote me on that price, but it was around that. And then it happened again in about, I don't know, 6, 7 years. You know, we'd had the pole a long time. We get to the point where it's like, I'm gonna keep paying for this. And I went to our local suppliers, and they said they got an electric one. The nice thing about these is they've just got a piece of wire running through it, as opposed to a shaft that when it does get bent, you have a whole new shaft. This has just got wires, so it's pretty simple and a lot cheaper. I think it's £80, they said, if you actually break one of these shafts, just put new shaft in and then just the wires in. So really good, and we've been pretty happy with it so far. It's doing everything it needed to do. We don't do that much pole sawing, but situations like this where we need to get the tractor underneath, you don't want to scratch the tractor, it's quite handy. see if we get the tractor in. Well, that went really well. All those posts knocked in along that stretch. Bit hot, ready for a bit of a drink. The only negative I'll say about that fence run was all the trees were catching above. It was a bit, you know, Luke did well driving through there. That's why my helmet, I'll make sure nothing smacked me on the head. That was fine. Pretty dry. It's hard. Usually April, May are quite good fun fencing, but today was quite hard. So yeah, but at least the posts are nice and solid, so that's good. So wanted to talk about these. You probably, I don't know if you saw me on the time lapse then, on these handles. It's lots of handles. Can get quite confusing at times. Even more confusing when we also use the, we've got another post knocker on the little New Holland that you probably see in the spraying videos. Got a little knocker for that, and that one will be out, should be out tomorrow or Thursday. We'll be having that post knocker out, so you'll see it then. But the handles are in slightly different orientation, which gets a little bit confusing. But other than that, it worked very well. It was good. What I'll say on this 130, I know a lot of tractors have got the up and down here for the 3-point linkage. Really good. That's why I love this tractor really. There's lots of, you know, you can put up and down at the front, quick fence on the front here, up and down buttons here and at the back. Helps a lot. Sometimes when someone's jumped out the cab and they've gone off somewhere and you just want to just quickly move it, it makes life easier than jumping in and out the cab all the time. But anyway, right, we're going to put some wire up now. We're back over on that fencing job that we were on yesterday. Just been over and stapled the run up. So all the run's stapled up now, all fenced up. I think you've seen it before, a KMR staple gun. This is, again, the main thing we use for stapling up. Works really well. See the staples in here. That's a staple out the staple gun. That is normal staple, the barb staples that we used to use a lot, and we still do when we're making on at various places. Just for ease, so you're not going around with a heavy gas-powered gun. Right, where we're going now, this has got to be railed across here. I'll have to fetch a spade later on. That's to be railed up at some point. I'm going to go right to the far end now, right down the bottom, where we've got to put a gate. There's a 10-foot gate to go in. Everything's over there. I've just got to get the vehicles over there, the tractor and the truck. One thing I find quite interesting over here is I've been hearing parakeets. Richard thinks I'm going mad because I'm listening for parakeets all the time. But I never used to see any parakeets in Cheshire. We first one I saw about 2 years ago over towards Manchester way, and obviously down in London, there's millions down London. But now, every single day I'm out here in North Cheshire, I'm hearing parakeets, I'm seeing them quite regular. They are becoming very invasive. I reckon in the next 5 years they'll be everywhere. This county is just going to be swamped with them, the speed that they're increasing. But Richard thinks I'm mad. But honestly, parakeets, are you hearing them more? Let us know if you are, these ringneck parakeets. I'll try and get one on video later on if I see one. I keep hearing them in the woodlands. We're fenced up there, the truck you see in the corner. The lads are in the woodland over there. They're all taking a few trees down, making a bit of clear space so we can actually get some fencing done. Right, we'll come over. We'll finish that fencing over on the paddocks. We're probably looking, I've had a shave, I'm looking younger. Thought I was shaving this heat now, it's getting too hot, so hair's been cut and had a shave. So feeling fresher, ready to start. we've moved on from the paddocks we were in, so we've done the 2 fields working this way, and this is the woodland section where the lads were working yesterday. I thought I'd just come over and show you what we've been doing. So here, these hazel stalls, the customer wanted these hazel stalls leaving, obviously, because it's right on the boundary. They're nice trees, so we just cut them back just so we can get a nice lining for the new fence to go through. So all the chip here, I've just spread the chip out. I'll just walk this way. You might be able to hear the chipper in the background. That's Luke just tidying some brush up from yesterday. So we've cut this back. This was quite an overgrown mess. There was this willow stool here, which was leaning, coming straight over this hedge. So they've winched those over. They've been taken down, sorted out. They're stacked up there at the minute. And was created. In a minute, I'm just going to blade through with the digger, just to get my land as flat as possible on this bit. We'll go through the woods. So before, you couldn't really walk through here. There wasn't a huge amount of thicket, like brash and stuff in the way, but there was obviously stuff leaning across, hanging up, and it has just made it easy to get machinery through, to get the fence in. There's a crossing point here. I've just put a pipe in. It's a ditch that, well, I don't think it's been maintained forever. Through here, it goes up. You can see under there. It goes up through there, through the woods, for quite a long way. It's just overgrown and a mess now. But I just put a crossing point in here. I just need to soil around that pipe a bit more, where it goes into an overgrown pond. So we've just made it so we can get flat ground, pipe in there in case it ever does take much water, just to get the water through, just so we can pull the fence straight over. Getting rid of all that ivy and brambles there. Just make our life a bit easier when we start. So here's Luke now in the woods there, tracking towards me. Track chipper is ace for this job. So Luke's here just sledding up some of the stuff that was left from yesterday. The lads did a great job yesterday, clearing all through here. So we just neated it up to tidy the woodland up a bit, just so the customer comes, he'll be hopefully very happy. Tidy side's a safe side. So I'm just here now, and back onto this, where the crossing point is, just tracking this through. I was neating that up in a minute on the ends there with the spades. Keep working through. Eventually we'll come out to them fields where we finished yesterday. Right, I've just finished the prep work, all done. So we've cleared a track all the way through, all the way round, marked it up with the strainers. We need 8 strainers in total, so Luke's just heading off now to get a full pack of strainers back at the yard. So this is where we ended. So that paddock, and then the other paddock, and then now we're going to come through into the woodland here. I've got a cane marker where the next strainer's going to go. That'll get post and rail back to there, so that'll make a nice, seamless entry into the wood. Annoyingly, I'm going to take a digger back now. I've got a leak on the changeover block here. It's weeping there, and it's wetting down the boom. So I'm guessing it's just the I think it's be the seal in here, won't it, I would think. Pickup, not only has got a big ding in the wing, the pickup is bogged. She's gone down. Doesn't look too bad, but it's enough. She's not moving. So it's still a bit damp in the woods. I wasn't driving, Andy was driving, not me. Luckily, Luke was already here knocking. Go for it. We haven't got any chains, we've got a couple of ratchet straps, so we've doubled them up. Easy. Oh God, throw this. Carry in. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Andy, you wait there a minute. Keep going, Luke, make sure it's not stuck under the wheel. Yeah, you do that. Beautiful. Right, we'll carry on fencing. Little New Holland New Holland 45D over, and I've got the little post knocker on it. Not this post knocker on this tractor for, I bet it's 2 years, because as soon as we've got all the bigger post knocker, we're using that. But this P30 Plus from Protech, it's fantastic. This is the sole knocker that we used to have. This is the main one we used to use everywhere. It's great because on and off the tractor is really easy. But yeah, since the big one's come along, it's just so much quicker. The rock spike system on this is different. You have to just lift it into place, put it underneath the plate, stick a bar through, knock it down. The bar helps it pull back up again then. So it's a bit more raunging, lifting that rock spike about compared to the new one. Well, I'd say the new one, the bigger one we've had now for a few years, but the larger one, Protech, which way you just swing it round, you don't have to lift it up. Lift the rock spike up manually, you can just swing it into place. But yeah, I love this little tractor, it's great. So this hopefully will speed the job up, because the other lads are just round there with a big tractor knocking and putting wire up. So they put the strainers in, Godfathers, and they pulled out the wire going around the woodland there. It just goes to that far corner, that far side, about there. So I'm just going to go through here now, knock all these intermediates in, and then, happy days, Luke can come back, put the barbed wire up on this section, because we're having to do this section at a time, because as we pull through at the top end, there's another fence line going across, so we can't get the quick fencer past there if we put the next wire up. So this, we're going to stock fence it all the way along, then put the 2 trons of barbed wire up, and this fence run's done, we can then Godfather that section and then run it out. So because we're doing it in sections, second tractor, i.e. the new little New Holland, will hopefully just speed the job up. A little bit damp there, that's where we got stuck before. It's just the drains coming to this old pond, I presume. It's quite a bit of prep work that's gone into this section. It's only 200 or 300 metres, but it's there's been a bit of prep to get us to this stage. Right, that's the first bit of knocking that I've done with the little Protech, the P30 Plus, for ages, and it was, as I imagined, a bit of a head black with the controls. The controls are slightly different orientations, tilting forward, backwards, sideways, forward, slightly different to the big one. So that's just taken a bit of getting used to. I reckon by the end of today, a couple hundred metres of knocking in, I'm sure. Back in the swing of it, and then I'll go back on the big knocker, and then I'll jump back on that big knocker, and it'll be a head black again. I'll have to get used to that, but that's the joys. Right, I've just spoke to Mum. She's going to get me some rearing nuts because I've got to move some calves at the weekend. Hopefully she'll get those and I can coach them in. We've done a great clear back. The lads have done a great job. However, we're just trying to get more of an angle. We've got ourselves a flat tyre. Piece of brash has kicked up. Piece of brash has kicked up and, would you believe, taken the valve out. So we've got a completely flat. Luckily, the tyre men are coming over. I'm going to go meet them now on the side of the road. They're coming straight over to try and get us back running again. Bit of a pain. For one of them Fridays, we got stuck and now we've got a flat tyre. But hopefully back in action before the end of the day. Within 20 minutes of actually getting a puncture, our local tyre people, the lads are already here, sorting this tyre out. They've managed to get the van round to it. Happy days. and we are already back in action. How long did that take, Andy, Luke? From when you've taken the valve off, Luke, when you hit the timber, you'll blame me for not cutting it back, or Andy probably for not cutting it back enough. We can't blame Andy for not cutting it back, because Andy always cuts it back enough. Yeah, within 20 minutes of smashing the valve off, new valve's on, and we're back in action.